Good morning. Today is January 16th. As you can see, I have all the decorations taken out and the plants pulled out. I just have the plants in there to keep them wet and keep them alive. But you can see there's still lots of fish in there. So today's going to be the day that I catch the fish, or catch a bunch of them, and bring them to the fish store for a credit. But you can see there's a lot of fish there, so my wife's gonna help me because there's a brace in the middle. So I'm gonna scare them. The brace in the middle keeps me from chasing them from one side of the tank to the other because it's 6 foot long, so they had to put a brace in the middle to keep the tank from blowing out. So my wife's gonna help scare the fish from one side to probably from the left side to the right side, where I'll catch them and put them in the bags and bring them to the store. But you can't see the fry per se. You can see some of the smaller fish. I have my halogen light here at the top instead of the top of the tank is open right now, and I have all of the rocks and decorations in buckets down here below, like you can see. There's one over there, one here, and one here. So there's a lot of fish to catch, so it's going to be a busy day. Anyways, that's what's going on. I'll give you an update later in terms of what happened and how many I caught, and we'll go from there. All the best and God bless. Okay, here's what it looks like without the plants in there. This is from the left end of the tank. You can see all the fish going through. There's a little bit of muck kind of hanging out there. You can see my nearite snails there too, N-E-R-I-E-I-T-E. Those are my algae-eating snails. They do a really good job of eating the algae. You can see all the fish here. Now I'm going to try to reduce this number down 90% or so. I mean, anything that's above a 1 1/4 inch, I'm going to get rid of, except for I want to keep about, somewhere between 5 and 10 adults, probably more like 10 adults, or at least ones that are above 2 inches, adults being anything above 2 inches. So, and I have my halogen light here instead of the regular light, obviously, because I need to have access to the full top of the tank to catch the fish. And then up here I have, the bag ready to accept the fish once I catch them with the net. The plan is to use, when my wife's ready, they have her scare them over from this side of the tank over to this side of the tank, and then I'll grab them and select which ones I want to keep, and and put those ones in, but when I catch it or give back to the store, or sell credit back to the store, I should say more accurately, and then put them in the bag, and I'll see how many bags I end up with and how many fish. So anyways, all the best. Well, here's what it looks like after I got the fish. I ended up getting 125 fish out of the tank. Most of them I put the plants back in there for a little while to to make sure they to make sure they survive, actually, until I get the tank put back together, which is what I'm going to do now. But I want to take a little video in between then. But you can see there's still some fish in there. I left some adults, and I probably could have gotten another 25 or 50 actually if I really wanted to, but it took 2 hours just to catch the fish with my wife and I. So hopefully that'll keep us going for another 6 months or so until I have to tear it down again and get the fish. So, and I got rid of as many of the deformed fish as I could to reduce the probability of having them in the future, but we'll see how that goes. I kept the fish with the tail bitten off because I figured nobody would buy him in the store, and I want to keep him as him or her as as my fish. So anyways, I'm gonna start putting in the decorations now, and hopefully in a couple hours I'll take another video and then show you what it looks like then. But ended up with 125 fish, which is quite a few. And like I said, there's a lot you can't see because they're so small that they just don't show up on the video. But there's a lot of really small fry in there. So anyways, all the best. God bless. Hello, this is the next morning, and just wanted to let you know what the tank looks like with all of the fish out. Ended up taking out 125 fish. It took 2 hours to do that. That was just catching the fish. Overall, it took about 9 hours, I think it was, to de-decorate the tank and catch the fish and then put the decorations back in. It had to take it to the fish store and all that stuff. It took pretty much a full day to do all that. And now the tank's back to normal. It looks a little bit different. I did decide to also sell a bunch of the plants back to the store because they were getting to be overgrown, and I wanted to get the look a little bit more like Lake Tanganyika, where there's really no plants there. There's all rocks. But you can see there's still a lot of fish there in the tank, and then I don't know if you can see them, but down by the very far right, there's some fry there that were there before. But the fry range, there's one batch of fry that I think is still there that is about a 1/4 inch big. Then there's another group of fry that's about 3/8 of an inch big, which is the one over in the far right, the one that's over there by that far right shell. And then that goes up from there up to the adults. There's a couple adults in here, full-grown adults. And then there's most of them though are adolescents. But we just got tired after 2 hours of catching fish. And I didn't want to overload the store with too many fish at once. So we ended up catching 125. So we might do it more frequently next time. I think it was about 6 months or so between the last time and this time when we caught the fish. But anyways, that's what it looks like now, and it's looking like everything was a success. The water's down right now. I decided that I'll just leave it till, and I got 2 more days till the water change, and then I'll fill up the tank then. There's not as many fish, and it doesn't really hurt to leave it down a little bit. Makes a nice little waterfall there with the water filter pumping the water in for them. But they seem to be content with the new surroundings, and hopefully everything will go fine. But anyways, all the best to everybody, and God bless. Bye-bye.